Hey guys, it's your boy BabyJesus back at it again. I know I haven't seen you guys in a really long time, but something has made me come out of my bat cave finally. I saw a really special movie last night, and I have to talk about it. It blew me away. All right, I'm gonna get into much more detail and spoilers. Don't continue watching this if you don't want any spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie yet. If you're kind of cool like me, like if you don't care about spoilers, if someone gives away the villain or a plot and you don't care about that, I personally don't care about that. I like to see a director's vision played out before me. And I'm not alone. Today we'll be having our guest, a special guest, Micho. Say hi to the gang. Meow, meow. All right, go rest, Micho. Rest. He's laying down on my lap. All right, guys. So today we are going to be talking about the Batman. That's right, el Caballero Oscuro, or a fucking it's some gay ass shit in Spanish, right? So the Batman has been. All right, God, dude, he's falling over here. All right, let me get you over here. All right, there we go. All right, guys. Fucking COVID. All right, so this movie was directed by Matt Reeves. You'll mostly know Matt Reeves from his biggest works really are the Planet of the Apes movies, which were, I think, just pure class films with the Caesar go home or the Little Caesar, that movie with the talking apes. Now, this movie does have a runtime of 2 hours and 56 minutes. Fucking COVID. I don't care if a movie is an hour and a half. I don't care if a movie is fucking 4 hours. Justice League. Love it. No, what I care about is if a director can not only captivate you, but if what they're showing you is pure quality. But I'll admit, there's some people who have weak bladders, and there are some people that have no patience, ADHD, and they can't handle a 3-hour movie. So you do have to plan accordingly. You're going to have to get a good night's rest and try not to watch this movie at nighttime, like too late, because then you're going to start dozing off, all right? So I talked a lot of shit about this movie on social media, and I know I hadn't even watched it yet, and I was still talking shit. Fucking COVID, bro. And I heard a lot of bad things about this movie. I heard it was boring. I heard it's nowhere near The Dark Knight, yada yada yada, Twilight, and Team Jacob, Team Edward, all that shit. I'm gonna always be sincere with you guys on these videos, on my videos. I wanted this movie to fail. I wanted it to be bad. I love the Snyder DCEU, and I really got upset when all of this news, when this was coming out, so I just wanted it to be bad, okay? Let me get into the details first, and then I'm going to tell you my real opinion on the quality of this movie, my personal opinion, okay? Now, for surprising reasons... Wait, hold on, let me get some fucking water. Some good vodka. Okay. For surprising reasons, which you guys may not even guess yet, I loved the casting. Now, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, as Oz. Fucking Colin Farrell has been in the Hollywood spotlight for over 20 years now. He can literally, him and Andy Serkis, I think they cannot do any wrong. I love them as the Penguin. Now, Jeffrey Wright, which right now one of his biggest works, which he's been in a lot of quality films, but one of his biggest things right now is Westworld. When he was on screen, he commanded the screen. He is one of the most powerful characters in the entire movie, and not because of brute strength, but because of his mind, because of how he carries himself. The way he has a unique way of talking. It really captivates you. As Commissioner Gordon, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Now, one of the reasons why I love the casting, I'm in love with the casting. I'm like jacking off to the casting. Con O'Neill is one of the... Okay, I don't know the hierarchies in a police department. So Jeffrey Wright from Westworld, he didn't play Commissioner Gordon in this one. He's not commissioner yet. So he played a chief? I don't know, the chief or how? I don't know. Now, Con O'Neill is one of the New York cops, but I think he's on the position right below Jeffrey Wright. So he's like the head of the cops, but not the chief. I don't know. Maybe he's a true detective. I don't know, whatever. So Con O'Neill and Alex Ferns as the actual commissioner of Gotham, these two actors come from the show, the HBO Max show, Chernobyl. If you have not done yourself the favor of getting HBO Max or using Popcorn Time when it was still up and running right now because Netflix shut it down, and you did not watch Chernobyl, you really need to start questioning your life choices. Like, you really need to start questioning like what you're doing wrong and why you're not like texting me or talking with me or being my friend, because Chernobyl is a pure quality mini series on HBO. These two actors are coming from a show that is all about corruption. It's all about how secrets and what humanity is actually capable of, and both actually in good and bad. The casting shocked me because they didn't get Brad Pitts, they didn't get Tom Hanks, they didn't get Leonardo DiCaprio's. Yet they got lesser known actors that have already proven themselves with quality works. That is actually pretty fucking brilliant. Now, I fucking love Con O'Neill and Alex Ferns. Alex Ferns from Chernobyl is the miner, one of the chief miner from the show Chernobyl. Jesus, dude, him, powerful actor. I love them as a commissioner. Now, like I said earlier, along with Colin Farrell, Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, I think he can do no wrong. I fucking love. I'm not going to waste too much time on that because it was just perfection. A really big surprise, John Turturro, aka the Zohan's arch nemesis. Jesus, John, buddy boy, I watched you when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old in all these Adam Sandler comedies. Seeing him in Exodus, Gods and Kings, seeing him in the Batman dramatic roles and crushing it, I know he doesn't care about this, but I'm proud of him. His evolution in cinema, bruh, like I wish I could evolve like that, but fuck, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Blew me away. And anything Peter Sarsgaard, he's I think I forgot his name already in the movie, but Peter Sarsgaard played the DA, I think it was, the guy that was in the strip club or whatever, trying to get at Selena Kyle. Anything he's in, his movies, anything Peter has been in, haven't always done great ratings, but anything he's in, I've actually always liked. Now, finally, to really just nail the hammer the nail in, Paul Dano, I'm gonna fucking call him Paul Dynamite. When I saw him in Prisoners, holy shit, bro, blew me away. Seeing him as the Riddler in this, God, dude, I'm sorry, guys. I'm scratching my nose because I got all these cat hairs. Fucking cat hair. Goddamn cats, dude. So, when I saw Paul Dano as fucking in Prisoners, and when I saw him right now as the Riddler, completely blew me away. A brilliant, a kind of a creepy would be a great word. Creepy, disturbing, insane performance from Paul Dano as the Riddler. I loved the cast. and notice what names I haven't mentioned yet. But what I have mentioned, I loved. And for the casting, for applauding the casting, I'm going to stop there. Now, the tone of this movie, I'm going to get right into it. This is the most realistic superhero movie ever made. Here's my list, just so you guys know, can understand a bit of my criteria. Updated list, okay? Number one, most realistic superhero, Batman movie, superhero, whatever, Marvel, whatever. Number one in the entire world of cinema right now is The Batman, the one that was released this Friday with Team Edward, Team Jacob, Batman number one. Two is Unbreakable, that came out in the early 2000s, or was it in the 90s, with Bruce Willis. An amazing, brilliant, realistic superhero movie. Coming in at third place is The Dark Knight. So that is my list of from best to worst, but even then it's top three of realistic movies. Now, Super dark and gritty tone. I fucking loved it. That's I think I'm not the biggest Batman fan ever. I don't have all his comics. I haven't seen all the animated series. Whatever. I think they nailed what Batman is supposed to be. I love the almost Zack Snyder's Watchmen feel from his narrating. Bruce Wayne, Batman is narrating in the beginning and narrates throughout a bit of the movie. I fucking loved his narration. The voice. I'm not. One thing I'm not going to complain about is the voice. I really did love it. I think it added to the movie, not took away from it. Now, it almost this detective suspenseful thriller, almost feeling like a 50s noir movie. It was a 3-hour movie. In these 3 hours, there are about three major action sets, fucking whatever, set pieces, I guess you could say. Three of them. But almost throughout the entire movie, my heart was pounding outside of my chest because of the suspense. Can you imagine the quality, the talent, the control a director must have to command that out of an audience member? COVID, god damn it. Now, maybe not ever. I've heard people close close to me that I know, they were falling asleep. People were getting bored. Maybe they gotta fix up their sleeping routines. Maybe they just had to take a little line of coke. I don't know, whatever they had to do. Not me, man. Fully present, heart pounding outside of my chest. I had to catch it a couple times. Almost the entire movie. That right there is quality in of itself that's uncomparable. Now, something that hardly ever gets talked about in movies, and I'm not going to do a summary of the movie. I'm not going to do like in my usual reviews because it was a 3-hour movie, and honestly, I don't want to ruin too much about it. Even though this is a spoilers review, I want you guys to see it, all right? Or if you've already seen it, I don't have to summarize it, okay? Now, something that hardly gets talked about in movie reviews is the sound design. And no, I'm not talking about music. The sound design. This Batman instills fear into everyone. Criminals, civilians, the police themselves. He is they make it super clear, not just with storytelling, but with the sound design, how terrifying he is. Even henchmen, even criminals are henchmen. Falcone, even Oz, they were all at some point terrified of a Batman that has only been operating for 2 years, and they did a brilliant job with the sound design. There's a scene. Oh my! I could talk about it all day. There's a scene when he gets into the Batmobile, and sure, I watched it in IMAX, so that obviously had something to do with it. But when he turned on the Batmobile for a couple of seconds, he didn't turn it on and just rev it and boom in fourth gear. No, he just turned it on. You heard the rumbling of the engine. You heard the propulsor, fucking I don't know English, bro. The jet propulsion system 2.0. When you heard everything, Jesus Christ, dude, I was shaking at that point. Sound design, ladies and gentlemen, and now adjacent to that, some oddly kind of funny. Now we're getting into a bit of the weaker spots of the movie. The music, the score, it was great. It was great. There's a reason why I like this movie so much. In some spots, it did take me out of the movie. There was a scene when they're like in an orphanage and like classic horror movie with like violent, classic horror movie soundtrack with like the violin spiking comes up. Like, bruh, why the fuck do you need that? Like, it wasn't. Sometimes the music took me out of it, out of the movie. I'm gonna be honest. Other than that, you compare like Wonder Woman's theme, Man of Steel's theme, and Man of Steel theme. Sorry, I keep bringing up Zack Snyder, but you guys know I'm a huge fan of Zack Snyder. He gets music. He understands the score. Maybe Matt Reeves or the producers, and they had a bit of input into the score. They it was great, but in some areas it did lack. Now, Edward. Edward is a brilliant actor. I can in his Netflix movie The King, and seeing him in right now I'm making this live right now and it's one take. I blank sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. I've seen this guy in other films outside of Twilight, and yes, I did watch the Twilight movies because I am a movie fanatic. I cannot judge things I have not seen. I did not like them anyway. Edward is a top-notch, brilliant actor. That is the reason this movie did not fail. Edward's acting skills is the reason this movie did not fail. But he did not convince me 100% that he was Bruce Wayne, that he was Batman. I loved it. He was cool. I already complimented his voice. Great look. There's just something about it. Maybe I am being prejudiced.